All right, we are recording. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday night. Thank you for taking the time to be here or listening to the recording. Um, it's always nice to join in together and lean in. I just want to encourage you guys as the weeks get busy and the days get busy to hold space on your calendar for your accountability group and for these calls. We'll make sure that they have value to serve you in the season. I don't know about you, but I feel like in the hustle and bustle of it all, even though it's like, oh, I got to Zoom, when I get on, I'm always like, I feel like I connected with people that are on a journey that I'm on. So even if I'm not surrounded by that in my home, especially with company and family and whatever people are doing, it just creates that consistency, not perfection, just consistency in our journey. So thank you guys for being here. I'm excited tonight to have Elizabeth sharing. Um, Today I asked on Facebook about people's favorite Thanksgiving dinner recipes. Can you post yours in the chat? Because I'm just curious what people's side dish are. There was like a complete overwhelming green bean casserole like thing going. But tonight she's actually going to be stuffing is the bomb. Trader Joe's has a really good gluten-free stuffing mix, FYI. It's like not, it's like cheater. I mean, it's like stovetop, but if you need gluten-free. But anyway, I'm just curious what y'all's are. So she's going to teach tonight on the recipe of success. And I'm excited to lean in. Anytime Elizabeth teaches, you want to take notes. She's good at what she does, and she has a lot of knowledge and to offer from experience. And I'm glad she took the time to be here. So, oh, cauliflower rice stuffing. And we're going to make our menu while this is going on. So go ahead, Elizabeth.
Hello. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into it, and I just want to start with a disclaimer that I am a big fan of analogies, but I'm not usually very good at telling them. So, if you want to get better at something, you gotta try it, right? You gotta do it multiple times. So this is my way of practicing. You guys are my guinea pigs. So what we're going to talk about tonight is how our health and wellness journey is like making mac and cheese. So just for a quick little survey, how many of you like cooking but don't like following recipes? I knew Kelly Brown was going to raise her hand. Okay. Just hopefully.
When I do, though, it always turns out good. Like the only time I ever follow a recipe is like Thanksgiving and Christmas when I'm making that like once a year thing that like I found on some website, and I don't wing those. So I can follow.
Right. What's wrong? She locked her door. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. All right, come on.
No worries. I love these over here. You don't have all the ingredients to get creative. Yeah, me too. That's the problem when I make stuff. Like Elizabeth's been at my house where I'm famous for scrambled, like not eggs, but getting sausage cut up and like just adding whatever veggies I have and just sauteing them all in a big skillet. And no, my kids do not eat that, but that's what I eat. And they eat like beans and rice and sausage. But anyway, but she's really good at cooking and baking. So I'm just going to look at menu items. Oh, she's good. Ooh, sweet potato casseroles are always good. I feel like sweet potato casserole is like dessert to me.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
I locked your door from the inside now, so no more interruptions. Okay, back to making mac and cheese. All right, so the way that I kind of set this up is like in 3 parts of making mac and cheese. I'll just start. Okay, so first of all, we want to look at why we're making mac and cheese. Why would we make mac and cheese? Because we've tasted how good other people's mac and cheese is, and we want to see if we can get those results for ourselves. So comparing that to our health and wellness journey, why are we working on our health and wellness goals? Because we watched our coach or other people in this community show us what's possible, and we want to create that in our own lives. The physical, mental, emotional tools that they have used to reach their goals, we want to use those to reach our own goals as well. And let's see. We want to work towards, not the same freedom and confidence that they've achieved, but something similar, whatever that would look like for us. And I guess I can't speak for everyone, but that's why I showed up in this group 4.5 years ago and have stayed. Okay, so the second part. Hold on. I don't know why I'm nervous. I have good notes for this today. All right. Deep breath. There we go. All right. So when we're looking for a recipe, we start with Pinterest or Google or a family recipe. And, we ask around and see who has a great recipe that's not too complicated and not too expensive. We don't want something that's going to leave us in the kitchen all day making mac and cheese. And we don't want something that's going to send us to a specialty cheese store to get a certain type of cheese. We want something that's practical. We want something that's simple and effective that meets our needs for mac and cheese. So if you're vegan, there's vegan mac and cheese. If you're gluten-free, there's gluten-free mac and cheese. You just have to find the ingredients, the pieces of the recipe that are going to work for you specifically. And when we're, if we have those specific dietary needs with mac and cheese, we reach out to the people who have some that we know have similar needs. If we try a recipe and we don't like those results, we go back to Pinterest or Google or our family and try a new recipe. We don't just throw in the towel when something doesn't work. So that is that is like our accountability group. Our accountability group is Pinterest, Google, our family and friends. That's where we turn for direction and advice. If something isn't working in our health and wellness journey, we problem solve with our group and with our coach. And let's see. So just like we wouldn't give up on making mac and cheese if we didn't like the very first recipe that we tried, if we pick a program and we don't love that program, we don't just throw in the towel and say, okay, this health and wellness stuff isn't for us. We find something out of the 45 plus different programs that Beachbody offers, and we do something else. We do something that brings us joy. So that's the second one. Okay, the third one, that's the big one. Now it's time to cook our mac and cheese. So we bought our ingredients based on the recipe, based on the results that we want to achieve. And then we follow the recipe. If we're a rule follower, a real strict rule follower like me, I literally will not deviate from a recipe the first time I do it. Even if I think that it should have more cheese or have more salt, I will follow it exactly how it is. And then maybe the second or third time, I'll tweak it a little bit to meet how I want it to be, but I'll get to that. So with mac and cheese, you boil the water, add the pasta, make the cheese sauce, or, have the packet ready, whatever, I don't judge. Drain the pasta and then add the sauce. And you don't leave out ingredients because then you wouldn't get the results of mac and cheese that you desire. So bringing it back to our health and wellness, those ingredients that we bought from the grocery store are like our fitness and nutrition programs. The fitness programs, I like to think, are like the cheese sauce, because I feel like, not every restaurant, but lots of different restaurants have like different cheese sauces that they put on their mac and cheese, and they all taste a little bit different. And I feel like that's the variety that we get from the Beachbody On Demand fitness programs. And then the nutrition plans are the macaroni. They are fundamental for making mac and cheese. And there's not a ton of variation because we have the two nutrition programs, but they're both super, super important if we want to get results. And just like we need to follow the recipe for mac and cheese, we need to follow the calendars and the rules of our programs that we're following. And again, that's if we want to get results. If you do a program 50% well, you follow your nutrition plan half of the week and then kind of go off of it the other half of the week, or you only do half of the workouts that are suggested during the week, then you should expect no more than 50% of the result that you could have gotten, because you're only doing 50% of the work. But on the other side of that, if you're doing, if you're sticking 100% to your fitness calendar, if you're marking the boxes off every day, if you're sticking 100% to your nutrition plan, then you're going to get really killer results. And I'm speaking from experience because, again, with the first, just like with the first recipe that I tried, with the first fitness program that I did, I always say that I did Country Heat first, but in actuality, I did 21 Day Fix first. With both programs, Country Heat and 21 Day Fix, I followed the nutrition and the workouts exactly how they were supposed to do, how they were supposed to be, 100%. And I lost 12 pounds in 3 weeks with 21 Day Fix, 12 pounds with Country Heat in 30 days. So I saw the killer results and I was hooked, and that's why I became a coach. But I'm not as, so this is just me speaking from my own personal experience right now, sticking to the nutrition plan specifically, I can squeeze in a half-hour workout every day. I just can. But I tend to stick to my nutrition plan 80%, mostly because I think sweets and homemade bread are a joy in life. And the nutrition plans allow that stuff, but I like to allow them more in my own personal plan. So that's how I tweak it for myself. And I know fully well that I'm not going to, get results as fast as if I would be following the program 100%, but I'm also okay with that. That's the choice that I make. Because, I think when I read the 21 Day Fix nutrition plan 4.5 years ago, it said like you could replace a yellow container with like a teaspoon of dark chocolate chips. And I was like, oh man, that makes me sad. So yeah, I like to eat the full fat, creamy ice cream and enjoy every single bite if I'm gonna have a treat. And I like to, that's something that I like to show my girls. That's a huge reason why I don't restrict like on the treats, because I know that it's not coming from a healthy place when I do that. Because I really like sweets, and when I restrict, then I binge. So I'd rather, eat a nice bowl of ice cream and then get past it and show my girls that they can do that too. So hopefully that made sense. Again, I'm not the queen of analogies. I'm an analogy newbie. But I heard that analogy 4 years ago from a coach that's very successful with her health and wellness journey and in her coaching business. And it stuck with me because it's so simple. Like all we have to do is follow the recipe. And, again, as a rule follower, that just makes complete sense to me. And, I knew that if she could do it, then I could do it too. And that I could change my habits slowly and reach the goals that I want, even if it wasn't, as fast as our microwave society tells us that we should lose 30 pounds in 30 days. That's not realistic, first of all. And that brings up microwave mac and cheese. Sure, that's an option for mac and cheese, but is it going to be as good as like going out and buying the quality cheese and, the noodles that you really want and, standing over the stove and making it all come together? But yeah, so if you follow the recipe for success, you'll be successful. That is all. I did not read any of the comments, so I'm going to scroll back through this.
Yeah, no, I think this is so good. And I think you guys, like what Elizabeth was saying here for the holidays coming up, it's so good to just pre-decide so like pick a nutrition program to follow and then pre-decide what adjustments you want to make for the season instead of having to make them on the fly. So for her, like not restricting things, like not restricting ice cream and not restricting, but if you worry about, like she was saying, when you restrict stuff with binging, just pre-decide, like I'm not going to worry about portions and limits on Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Eve. Like I'm going to let myself have, whatever dessert treats 4 times a week. Like you can change the rule, but if you pre-decide, it helps because then it you don't have to worry about it on the fly. You know what I mean? And so like as we head to the holidays, but I agree. Like I think, like Sonia said, doing her workouts at half pace. Like I modified Olive Bar blend. I couldn't even finish the program, the length of the workout because of my adrenals, and I got really good results because I listened to my body. You know what I mean? And so, no, I think this was really good. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Elizabeth?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. So I would just recommend, like, if you have not dug into your program yet, everyone who's recently gotten bought a challenge pack has access. And if not, just talk to your coach about the best option. But I would revisit because both nutritionists, Alana and Madam, they don't want you to have a diet mindset. And what I love about our nutrition programs is you break up with the diet. Like you break up with it. Like you can have a plan, but it's not a diet. Like it's different. And I know that sounds just like wording, but it really is. So like I'm revisiting some of the To Be Mindset videos about things because I've gotten to the point of not following a few things that I think would serve me if I followed them better. And so I want to watch the videos because then she's going to teach me why. You know what I mean? It's never shameful at all. So that was really good. Everyone just got home. Do you mind closing us in prayer?
Absolutely. Heavenly Father, we love you, we praise you, and we thank you. We thank you for the gift of this community. We thank you that even in the midst of this crazy year, we're still able to gather and be together and support each other. And I just pray that you would bless every single one of the people on this call and everybody who's listening to the recording, that you would show them how much you love them, remind them that their worth is not based on, how well they follow a recipe or the number on the scale, but their worth is given by you. And we offer all things in your name. Amen.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for being here tonight. Thank you, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
I will see you guys in the group, and I'll get this recording up as soon as I can. Bye.